Go, we're on the
Yay!
air.
Hi, welcome to Suzilla. It is Thursday. It is the 13th of June, my kid's 18th birthday. Oh my gosh. I'm Susie. That's Matt. You're at Wenatchee Insurance in Wenatchee, Washington.
Yes, it is just crazy, crazy season.
Oh my gosh. Yes, for so many reasons. Not the least of which today is, by the 21st is the first day of summer, so we're just a few days from that.
Yeah, so
Um,
that is the summer solstice. It's right around the corner.
yeah.
Juneteenth is around the corner.
Yeah.
Freedom Day.
We're at the beginning, kind of the 13th, the middle of Pride Month.
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost
Almost the middle of it.
And
It's welcome to summer, basically.
It's
Kids are out of school. I think most kids are out of school at the end of this week, at least in our area.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that we really need to acknowledge, as a small business on summer.
Yeah.
Work schedules really change, particularly if you've got kids.
Yeah, because yeah.
Well, you have to, childcare is a major concern.
Yeah.
For everybody that has kids.
Yes. Who's for younger kids? Who's gonna keep an eye on them during the day if you're working? If they're older kids,
who's going to keep an eye on them?
Because they're not as feral as we were. But the nice thing is with the older kids is you can still touch base with them by phones these days a little more easily than we used to.
Yeah.
I remember when I was growing up, we'd have landlines, and I don't think my mother ever called us. I know we called her a couple of times. We'd check in.
See, we didn't have to check in. I was completely feral. I was pure.
Oh, we didn't have to check in. I'm just saying we could check in. You're just like, Mom, we're out of bread. Okay, go get some bread.
Nips, we were completely feral. We had Robin Hood tree forts.
Oh, yeah.
One of our big things was we managed to find a rope swing over a ravine. And when I say over a ravine, it was you run down this steep hill for about 10, 20 feet, and you swing out about a good 75 feet, 100 feet over there.
Oh, geez, over a basically deep gully.
Deep gully. There were some nettles to soften your fall if you fell.
Oh my God!
It was glorious.
So if you fell, you were basically going to break something.
Oh yeah.
If you're lucky and didn't die.
Yeah. We did things like that.
Yeah, well, I can't say how much time I spent on construction sites. So it was what I love to find the little, I'd love to find the little bits of copper cutoff, copper wire cutoffs, because they were all bendy and you could do bendy things with them. I don't know why I really loved it as a kid, but my neighborhood was, springing up when I was growing up. So there's a lot of houses being built. There's a lot of construction sites.
Now,
and of course we had the canal.
Now, our office is kind of weird in that, we got a lot of health, and there's a common perception that, you're outside open enrollment, you should shut everything down.
Yeah, that's always been. It's like, oh no, we don't do anything during the rest of the year. Yeah, we do. We do things all over the time.
I've already plugged in the AHIP training on the 25th.
27th.
That's 27th?
It's 27th.
Oh, we're going to have to change calendar probably.
I'll double check it, but I'm very confident it's the 27th because I had it plugged in for weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, we get intensive training for the fall's Medicare session.
Yeah. Well, and that's the main training. And then we have to do each individual insurance agency, each insurance carrier, because they have their own set of training that we have to pass.
Now, on the other hand, we've also got the property going on, and it's writing business like crazy.
Yep. People are buying houses. They're swapping out their cars. They're buying trailers. Stuff happens, Yeah. And this is actually a very common time for renewals. It's like, oh, wow, it's June. It looks like your insurance is going to update. Oh, my God, what did it do? That kind of stuff. Ours is probably scheduled to do that this month now that I think of it.
So, yeah, there's a ton of stuff that goes on behind the scenes. And then you also get the push-pull of, hey, if you're under 60, odds are you've got a family member that is out of school.
Yes.
And then you deal with the child care involved. That we cheated early on, and whether we built out a space.
That was not a cheat. That was intentional.
It is a serious cheat.
I disagree that it's a cheat that we build out a space for our kid to come and hang out, so we didn't have to have. Now, to be fair, we didn't always have the opportunity to do that. In the early days before we started our business, we relied on a fabulous lady named Maria and my sister-in-law for a while when Maria had to have the time off. But once we had our own office, we didn't have to do that so much. We'd go and we'd pick up our kid from school and he'd come and hang out afterwards. And during summer, we had him set up with a cozy setup and a big TV, and he'd hang out during the day. And then when he got to, 11, 12, 13 years old, he could choose if he wanted to hang out with us or if he wanted to stay at home. And we check in on him on a regular basis, because I checked in on my kids on a regular basis and make sure he was doing good. And now that he's an adult, he wasn't even awake when we left this morning.
So yeah, the dynamics change.
Yeah.
And at the same time, one of the common questions is when we're walking, what's for dinner?
Oh yeah. We still have to come up with what's for dinner, despite the fact that no one was home, and he was home all day long. But that's a whole other conversation. You do the same thing, and you were with me all day.
Yes, but I'm in here doing Kermit the Frog, massive amounts of,
and I'm in my office doing Kermit the Frog, massive amounts of customer service and client help. So yeah, we all work really hard and we make it work. And I go home and we make dinner, and Matt has a tendency to cook something amazing on the weekends.
Yeah,
when he's not, because he does something that takes it's more time heavy.
Well, we our general cheat we do during the enrollment season, because we're like limited time.
Crock pot
is, no, it's some sort of protein that's thrown in the broiler.
Yeah.
Vegetables that you throw in a steamer or a microwave baked potato.
Or both.
And that's the meal. It's, 20, 30 minutes most at prep time and eat. Because you're just exhausted.
Yeah. And we're trying really hard not to just grab something on the way home as much as we can, because it's expensive and it's not good for you.
And so, we consolidate them. And we do the crock pot. That doesn't get very much summertime use.
No, it's a lot more in the fall and winter during the open enrollment period. When in this off season where we're in the special enrollment, it's much less so. But you've been using our smoker more frequently. We've got a Traeger grill we got for a scorching deal, and Matt's been putting together some things. Which reminds me, we have some chuck steaks if you want to figure out what to do with those this weekend.
Okay. No, we'll talk, because it's like we're one of the things we're working on is selling the camper, because we're not using it as much, and this is a good time to let it go off to a good home and let someone else enjoy camping, because Central Washington
is a fabulous place to camp. We have some amazing camping spaces, and not super. I mean, some of them don't even cost anything, depending on where you go.
I don't know. I think they might have started charging out of the National Forest. National Forest used to have sites that were really dispersed, and they were basically free, except, you'd want to bring your toilet paper.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
That's the important thing, because you usually, and
well, they were semi decommissioned, basically.
Well,
there were a couple that were completely decommissioned.
Well, no, they were still going. They were very low maintained.
Yeah, they pump they pump or turn the vault toilet, in the spring, and then
it kind of had at it.
Yeah.
I know, like, for example, one of our favorites, Soda Springs.
Oh, I loved Soda Springs.
They have, of course, they have the issue of falling trees.
Yeah, that was a very serious concern.
And so they said, okay, you can't camp here overnight, but you can picnic here, which is kind of bizarre.
I guess I figured if you're awake, you're going to notice a tree falling down. If you're asleep, a tree could fall in your tent and you would die.
Yeah, but it's one of those weirdo spots that it's one of the older campgrounds in the Lake Wenatchee area.
It's quite a schlep to get down to it.
Yes, because the road's usually half washed out.
Well, it was also quite steep, if I recall.
Yes, there's no trailer turnaround.
Yep. Once you get down there, it has a naturally effervescent spring. That's why they call it soda springs. They would actually, back in the 1800s, early 1900s, people would come down there for the health benefits of this naturally effervescent spring. It was naturally bubbly, and they'd make their own soft drinks.
Yes, and that was the big thing. And it's kind of a wild spot that deer would come and drink from the bubbly water.
Yes.
And had it one time, and it's just kind of a weird experience.
It is, but I liked camp. We camped up there 2 or 3 times. I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was very verdant, lots of green, very tree.
Yeah, they got a nice nature trail hike about 3/4 of a mile.
Yeah,
and that's one of the things about outdoors in Central Washington.
There's lots of great spaces. We were up in, where was Trout Lake? That was north.
Trout Lake is off Sherman Pass.
Off Sherman Pass. So you go north to Okanagan County?
Through Okanagan to Stevens
County?
Maybe Ferry.
It's pretty far up.
I think it's either Stevens or Ferry. Because it's on 20 from Republic to Colville is Highway 20.
Yeah. If you're going huckleberry picking, that's a good zone. Sherman Pass is good for huckleberries. But Trout Lake, we spent some time up there on our honeymoon, and then we went back when Nick was little and saw and we were out there. It's a great little lake. Get out there and you can do some fishing. You can just kind of enjoy the weather. And we were out there and heard the splish, splash, splish, splash. And there was a mama moose and her calf.
Yep.
Out there, numbing on the water plants. And it's like, that's a moose. So we took pictures of the moose because we don't do anything. We stayed way away from her because it was a moose.
It was a moose.
And she was big. And went back to camp and she walked through our camp. It's like, okay, everyone be very quiet. Do not spook the moose. But that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was absolutely amazing.
Nick was the first time we brought him up there. He was like 10 weeks old.
No, it wasn't. Was it there?
Yeah,
was that the one?
That's right.
Was it Trout Lake where you dragged me up there?
Yeah, I drug you out. It's like, you need decompression.
I was having some postnatal depression. Yeah. And I needed to be shook out of things. And it helped. It did. It got me some fresh air, got me some sunshine, got me out of my little bubble. And it helped. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it made a difference.
Should we do that this weekend?
Go camping?
Yeah.
It's Nick's birthday. I got to see what else is going on. I'm not gonna make a decision on the year.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. This is like get out of that headspace.
Well, maybe even if we just go up and go do a picnic, maybe.
I could do bacon pie. He's happy.
It's true.
That's one of the things we have at our house is we don't have birthday cakes, we have birthday pies.
Yeah, the guys like pies for birthdays. Like, okay. What did we do for my birthday? I don't remember. I baked myself something.
I'm not sure what you did this year.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, maybe we need to get out and shake things up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But, yeah, I figure I'll make some sort of delicious berry pie or something because berries are coming in. Or peach, maybe. I haven't done peaches.
Yeah. See,
I've never had a successful peach pie.
See, that's you have.
I've never made a successful peach
pie. I've declared it a success. See, that's one of the things that we were in is we're starting to see the cherries and the peaches from the low lying areas. So we're starting to see them in the fruit stands around here.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest joys about living in an agriculture area is we get fruit.
We get fruit and we get vegetables and we get fresh stuff. And yeah, it's great when fresh cherries come out. I love that. But then Matt says we're getting, peaches and nectarines and And we'll get pears and apricots. Apricots have got to be in by now.
Yeah, there should be some cots in.
Yeah, those don't usually hit the grocery store these days, though.
Yeah, it's one of those ones. It's old timey cowboy stuff,
I love apricots.
and I got kind of hooked on the dehydrated ones.
Oh yeah,
because they're just like perfect snacks.
Oh, they really are, but they're super. You have to be careful because they're a lot more carby than you think.
Yeah.
Hey, if anyone's got any apricots they want to share with us, I'll take some off your hands. We should look for some apricots while we're out and about this weekend, because our air fryer has a dehydrate mode.
Yes, you've mentioned that, and we have not tried that.
No, we've not. I would not mind trying that.
Because the last time I dehydrated food, I was like 13, 14 years old, and we used old window screens to thinly slice strawberries.
Yeah.
And let the sun dry them out.
Yep. My mom would use, she wasn't using window screens. She was using furnace filters.
Okay.
New furnace filters and using those to dry fruit. Worked great. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be more happy with the window screens.
Hey, it all worked. It all worked fine. Either way, we all had dried fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my mom she canned quite a bit. Your mom canned quite a bit.
Yes, that's one of the big things.
I miss that about your mom.
Yeah, it is. She found it and lost it.
Yeah.
I grew up with lots of canned stuff. And we're starting to see potlucks because our son did his first potluck.
That was weird. We don't even know the details behind it, but I got to go to a potluck. It's like, what?
So
okay, what are you going to make, kid? I don't know.
So I'm wondering if potlucks are coming back with this generation.
I don't know. I don't like potlucks. But I'm weird. I'm picky when it comes to food. I don't mind that. I like the socialization. I like, I like the usually there's someone doing a hamburgers or hot dogs. I'm cool with that. I'm weird about my salads. Always have been. Fruit plate, no problem. Go gangbusters on a fruit plate. I'm weird about my salads. I'll admit it. But I also bring something that I know I would like to eat, so I'll have something to eat.
Now,
which reminds me, the Democrats are coming up soon.
Yeah, it's one of those things that there is a certain art to the cookout.
True.
And for some reason, I kind of grew up with them. I blame it on my Methodist upbringing.
No, yeah, that'll do it. You're probably doing that almost every weekend then.
Strangely not. They were reserved for special occasions.
Weddings, funerals.
Yeah, because my parents weren't all that active as churchgoers, but it was our extended family. It's like the family reunion we do at the homestead of Duval.
Yeah. Well, but that for some reason that's always a really I always enjoy that potluck because that's good food. I know. Okay, maybe I've changed my mind. Maybe it's because it's family food versus stranger food. I don't know.
Maybe it's because of okay. The Bright family is rather unique and very old school.
Yeah.
They actually have one of the homesteads in Washington State.
Yeah.
And have maintained it.
Right.
Poor as church mice, when they originally got it, part of the homestead deal was to plant trees.
Right. It was a tree claim.
It was a tree claim. And so they planted trees like crazy and worked their little tails off. Every single kid, and there was like 13 of them, learned how to play a musical instrument to entertain themselves.
Yes, and everybody else.
Everyone helped on the garden because that's what you did.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't just a garden. It was what you fed you through the year.
And then all the boys learned how to hunt.
Yeah, huh?
So there's this.
But that was also, the Depression, and prior, it was the early 1900s. It was the early 20th century.
They got that property after the Dust Bowl because Grandma Bright, she was born on the road from Oklahoma. She was born in New Mexico.
And then they made it up to Washington.
That
puts it in the 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still early 20th century. That's, it just doesn't, that kind of thing doesn't happen in that frequently these days. It does happen. It happens in a different way.
It does, but I think it's reserved more for rural versus we're semi-urban here.
Yeah, we are.
Because we're a city over 20,000.
Yeah. 40,000 actually.
Yeah, but it's one of those ones that we're
small.
It's like we're bigger than people expect.
Yeah, no one expects Wenatchee to be as big as it is, but it takes like 20 minutes to get out of town into a fully farm, rural area where you're either out in a forest or out in a field or something. It takes nothing.
Yeah, so when you're going to see, and interact with your neighbors, it's kind of a treat.
Yeah.
And you want to make it special, so you don't necessarily want to dress up, so you dress your food up.
There you go. Well, and what some folks do these days are block parties.
We've never had the opportunity to do a block party.
No, but it does happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things that people have to meet your neighbors. And you're seeing that occasionally. You see, used to be corporate picnics. You would do potlucks, but that's sort of gone by the wayside. Where have we? We've got fundraisers. Sometimes they're picnics.
The last one that you did for a fundraiser was, I want to say Nick was in elementary school, and there was an auction for your.
It was
the pineapple filled wontons.
Oh yeah, I made some really amazing. It was a coconut rice pudding with pineapple egg roll. It was so good.
So yeah,
do that again.
But that was we haven't had that come across our way in a while.
No.
So yeah,
it occurs.
It occurs, but it doesn't occur in our lives for some odd reason.
Well, we don't have extended family to speak of here.
That's true.
If we had large family, a large extended family like you did when you were growing up, we would see it more frequently. We don't have that. I didn't grow up with an extended family in the area. Most of my family is in the Midwest.
So that's why you got deprived of the cookout feel.
Maybe, and then. So who knows? Either way, if you do end up going to a potluck or a cookout, take something that you would enjoy eating because what somebody might be serving might be disgusting.
There are certain rules to a cookout.
Yeah.
If you are asked to bring a signature dish, you do not change the recipe.
No, if you're asked to bring a signature dish, bring the signature dish exactly as it's expected. If you are asked to bring paper plates, don't try and cook something. If you are told you are bringing ice, bring the ice. Don't try and get excited about it. Don't try and get fancy about it because that means you can't cook probably.
If you don't bring anything, don't expect it to be taking full Tupperware dishes home.
No, you are not allowed leftovers if you do not contribute. Bringing a bag of chips is not actually contributing.
If you put it on your plate, you eat it.
Yes.
And you enjoy it.
Or keep your yap shut about it.
No, you don't want to have eyes bigger than...
No, I see what you're saying. Don't pack your plate so high that you can't finish it.
Yes.
You can always go back for more.
If you don't, make sure you have your buddy that invited you, make them eat it.
There you go.
Because you don't want to put that in the trash because someone worked hard for it.
That's right. What was the other one? There was one more rule I had just now. It was a
don't bring the cheap beer and drink the top shelf liquor.
There you go. If you do bring grocery store food, at least make it a reasonable plate. Don't just grab a bag of chips. Grab the plate of cut fruit, or or the chip, or the vegetable and dip plate. Don't cheap out. Bring something reasonable.
And apologies work there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have time.
Yeah.
People understand that.
Absolutely. I just came from work. I grabbed this on the way. They get it.
And the response from the host or the person that's there that's helping you with that food, take that plate in, is, I completely understand. Thank you for bringing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no shame involved.
No.
Because we all are busy and we all live our lives. However, there's that.
It's the effort.
It's the effort, and there's an exchange there.
Yes. It's the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And relationships are super, super important. And this strengthens relationships in family and friends.
Yeah.
It's
like, oh, hey, I'm a little short on the bill. I'll pay for dinner next time.
Yeah. And you'll have that relationship established because you brought a giant bowl of amazing potatoes to the cookout last week.
And yeah, that's kind of the importance of these little things that you do during summer, is you get together and you exchange and you have parties and you enjoy the outdoors.
Yeah, you go do.
And that's kind of what we're looking at, is like, okay, don't spend so much time in the office.
Yeah.
Prep what you have to prepare.
Mm-hmm.
You got rows to hoe.
Yeah.
If you're a gardener, you know what I mean there.
Yep.
Because all those kids grew up weeding and doing beauty bark.
Oh yeah, I hate beauty bark.
Yeah, I will never have beauty bark.
Nope. It's awful stuff.
I was tortured every year. My mom would order like 3-4 yards every single year.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I hated beauty bark. And it's like, oh, here's your shovel. Here, use your hands and put it in the wheelbarrow.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even, it was like, Dad had the shovel. We were just like, oh, and of course, I never had I had a crappy pair of gloves. Don't get me started. That's a whole nother conversation.
What kind of torturous affair is that?
It was pretty awful. I hate beauty bark.
Yeah, it's like, no, everyone gets a shovel.
Yeah, no, Dad got the shovel because he was out there spreading it out. We were just loading the wheelbarrow. I know.
Oh, wait, I forgot your dad's the same individual that would park you on the bank of a lake and no shade.
Yeah.
So yeah, make sure your kids get shade.
And water.
And hydrate them.
Yes. Don't torture your children.
We have a big orange jug.
Yes. The big orange jug is kind of awesome.
We got that from, it was Bison Bagels when they closed?
I want to say yes.
Because
it's one of those big construction orange jugs.
Yeah, 5 gallons of pure bliss.
Yep, and it's kept us hydrated on many a dry camp.
Yeah, and berry picking.
And berry picking.
And it's one of those things that it's like, I never guessed I would need that. No, it's kind of like Tupperware.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. The funny thing is, do you remember why we bought it?
No.
You wanted to make root beer.
Okay. I kind of vaguely remember. I'm yet to make root beer.
Yes, but you wanted to make root beer with it. We never did, but we've certainly used the snot out of it. So.
Yeah. So, yeah. Stay hydrated. Get shade. Enjoy the outdoors. Enjoy your family. Enjoy your people.
Yeah.
And that is about it for the day.
Good place to start. We all got work to do.
We all got work to do because it's another long day here.
Yeah, it's all good. All right, so we'll talk to you next week. Thanks for joining us on Suzilla. Bye.
Bye.